Alright, this is what I did yesterday. Day before yesterday, it rained right after I'd finished the backside. I got these vertical ones just laying up here in case it rained last night. So wherever those are is black paper still, and I got this corner done yesterday. And I had to stop when I got to where the den meets the rest of the house. And this is what I did today. Fuck. What a nightmare piece of crap this stuff is. Man, this stuff tears easier than the tar paper. And look at it compared to a shingle. It's not even close to as thick as a shingle. I think it's only the size of tar paper, really. Yeah, it tears really easy. And of course, if you make a mistake with it, because you're tarring it down on the perimeter, oh, that's another god-awful nightmare in itself. This took me all day, and wherever you see a seam, that's when I was rolling it out, and my roll got so far off course that I had to cut and adjust. Because when you line it up here, I snapped lines and everything, and the roll started out on the red line. By the time I got to that point down there, it had veered off 1/4 of an inch, and I was tugging on it too. You tug on the roll to get the slack up. That's when I tore it in half. Because it is just not, look how thin that is. My gosh, it really is just as thin as the tar paper, maybe even thinner. If I'd have really examined this stuff, I would have rejected it and picked another material. This is just really, I don't see any difference. I could have just put another roll of tar paper up and called it good. Yep. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that. The other alternative for a low slope roof, well, there's two. One involves a contractor with the kettle and the hot mop. The other method, you got to get this big propane torch thing and heat this 1/4 inch rubber mat membrane up. So I went with this method. I suggest you use a different method though. This shit is miserable and it looks like just a really poor material to use. I was confident about everything I've done so far. I'm not confident this thing's gonna hold back the water at all. Maybe it will. I mean, of course I want it to, but yeah, this is no question. These are good, these are thick, they're overlapping. I gotta trim the edges still. Anyway, this is what goes on now. It did lay out like I wanted it to, because now it's gonna roll off the shingles onto the cap sheet and away. They had built the den after this part, so it had never actually been laid out like this, one continuous. So this is going to work good. It's going to be, that last course will go all the way across, and then that'll be shingles. But I had to finish this because I couldn't add any more of this, because you got to follow the stairway to heaven. Oh yeah. I don't think I could have made more of a mess, or I don't think some drunk children could have made more of a mess with that tar than I did. I changed clothes about 3 times, ruined about 3 gloves, got some on my lip, and the only thing you can clean this crap up with is gasoline, of course, because water, of course, doesn't do anything, or else it would just run off when it rained. Oh yeah, that little yellow line means I was supposed to turn my roll around. It doesn't matter, the paper's exactly the same thickness. It's just a guide for how far you overlap and where to put your nails. But yeah, it was supposed to be hidden by each layer. Nobody gives a shit though. Yeah, when I started out I didn't have no tar on it, was going down white. And now look at it, fucking train wreck city. I guess it'll hold water. It really is thin and shitty though, and when I tugged on the roll and it tore, I wanted to just kick it off the roof and set it on fire. I was so pissed. Because I'm getting towards the end here, man. This is all I had to do, and then I'm not going to have enough shingles. I can already tell by looking at those bundles. I'm probably going to end up right around here. So I got to order some for that, but I don't want to order too many. So I'll wait till I install them all and then measure the area and tell them what I got. I don't want to be stuck with, you know, a couple bundles laying around or fall short and have to go back and get more. So I got a lot done today. This is 450 square feet, 30 by 15 area. It took 5 rolls, and the rolls were just a little bit longer than the den, so it worked out good in that regard. But yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4 places I had to cut and patch because it tore or it went off course. Again, I'm working just by myself. If you had 2 guys, maybe you could tar a whole area down and 2 guys could carry a sheet and set it in place, but I see a bunch of problems with that too. If it ever touches itself, forget about it. Alright, I gotta go to work on a computer. I'll be back tomorrow after I slap down the rest of my shingles. Fucking getting close. Woo, doggy.